I catch my snatches high. How can I improve my snatch and catch position? How can I make it deeper? So first place, obviously, in these scenarios to look at is, are you mobile enough to catch the snatch deeper? A lot of the times, even though you might have the best of intentions, you're doing enough practice. In these cases, if you're not supple enough to enter that bottom position quickly enough, you're just not going to be able to get to those heavier snatches into that bottom position because you're not able to enter it freely enough. So the first place you need to look at here, is your mobility sufficient? Rather, I should say, is your mobility very good? Your mobility needs to be in a good place to actually end up doing full snatches. It's very hard to teach your body to learn to just pull underneath heavy barbells. And if your shoulders are tight, if your hips are tight, if your ankles are tight, and you can't sit comfortably in the bottom position with an empty barbell, it's never going to work with heavy barbells at heavier weights. So assuming in the first place that your mobility is sufficient, the next place you need to look at then is, what are you doing in your training? If you're doing tons of powers, tons of muscle snatches, you're doing high block muscle snatches, and you're doing hang power snatches, cut out all of those temporarily. Cut out anything that's not a full snatch, because you just need to get used to the repetition of doing full snatches. They need to make sure that your technique is sufficient, which is almost certainly not Eric or Enrico. Your technique is definitely causing issues. A lot of times here, people are swinging the barbell, and as a result, then they have to wait for the barbell to come up overhead, so they're strong enough to pull it there, but they're not accurate or precise enough to get underneath the barbell or to technically proficient, so they can't do full snatches. So you need to look at technique. And then you need to make sure that you're spending lots of time in the bottom position of snatches to make sure that you're actually getting comfortable with it. So even though your technique might be okay, which is probably not, and your mobility might be good, which it could be, you still need to build a lot of time underneath the barbell in the overhead squat position to make sure it gets comfortable.
Danny,